Hello everybody, Kyle from the Vevox support team here. Today I'm going to be showing you the different ways you can invite participants into your Vevox session. So, if we go ahead and head into a session, this one looks good. You can see that obviously we've got our polls and things ready for people to join and answer, but how do I go ahead and invite people to this session? So there's a few ways to do this, starting by going down to the invite participants. On the left hand side, if you click invite participants, what it will do is it will show you the date that your session is, it will give some information and a link on how to join if you're in a web browser. It will also include the session ID as well, which is the unique 9-digit session code to be able to join the session, as well as the QR code here. So of course, people can click on this link and that will go ahead and take them into the session where they can then participate in polls. As you can see, I've got one open here. You can go ahead and participate. Or they can go to vevox.app and type in this 9-digit session ID here. So if I go ahead and do that, you'll see that I'm able to paste in the session ID at the top here and click join session, which will also take us in, just like before when we click the link. So let's get rid of those two and head back here again. If you're using a mobile device, it might be a bit easier for you to go ahead and scan the QR code on the screen. So the QR code, obviously, if you're in a big lecture hall or in a business meeting and you have Vevox up on the big screen, then obviously it might be a bit easier for people to scan this. Although this, what we've got here, is what you typically send out in an email. So you can copy all of this text here and this QR code by clicking copy at the bottom here. There is another thing you can do with the QR code, and that is just right-clicking and clicking copy image, which will then allow you to place or send wherever you want to send that QR code image. Coming out of here, there are a few more options to speak about on the left. So we've got copy app link. What this will do is copy that link that was in that invite participants section here. So if we go ahead and paste that into our browser, once again, we will be taken to the Vevox participant app with our question ready. And there's also just the option to open that link directly without having to paste it by clicking open participant app here. And as you can see, that kicks you straight in. Whilst presenting, if you go into present full screen on the right, there are a few more options. So we've got our join at Vevox.app, which is what we spoke about earlier, as well as our 9-digit session ID here, as well as, once again, the QR code, which I spoke about earlier. So this is the scenario where you would probably show it on the big screen, like when I'm presenting my question as we're doing here. You can click on it and people can scan that QR code, they can join the session, as well as it will always be on the left-hand side here to be scanned as well. These options always stay on the left here, so if there's anybody who drops out of the session, you can always just instruct them to jump straight back in. Coming out of present mode and heading into our settings, here in the session setup is where we can adjust our scheduled start date, time and time zone. This will reflect in that invitation link here, so if we go back to invite participants, this will reflect at the top here where you can see the date is listed. There is one more thing you can do, which is obviously going up to the top and clicking copy session ID. And that simply copies that 9-digit session ID, so you don't have to manually type it in. And you can then paste it once again into the Vevox.app. That is everything as far as it goes for joining sessions. It's super easy, guys. The best way, in my opinion, is that QR code, because you're in a lecture hall, you want to get people to join into a session quickly. You just whip out their mobile phones and they just go ahead and scan it. Perfect. So thanks all for watching, everybody.